Voice of God, Volume 1, page 176. Vedic Religion, Chapter My Job. I can remain alone in a village somewhere and be happy with my puja and meditation. For the conduct of the affairs of the mud, so much money as you give in the city is not necessary. My view is that mutts could have both money power and manpower on a very minimum scale. Paraphernalia is not required. The qualification and attainments of a head of the mud are its real money power, strength, and everything. Therefore, I have not come here to the town giving up my solitude because you are all giving plenty of money. You have a lot of affection and respect for me. My coming here by accepting your invitation has made you happy. Even so, the desire that I should come here and the happiness because the desire has been fulfilled are both yours. But I have a job of my own in coming to the city. What is it? If you ask what it is, I have come to tell you that Brahmins should not give up Vedas and that they should arrange for continued Vedarakshanam. I have come to tell you emphatically that Vedas, which are fundamental and are the roots for our religion and all its philosophies and ways of life, should not become extinct after this generation. The Vedic truth, which is timeless, should continue to shine in its original form. The Brahmin should be the one who holds this lamp like a masalji carrying a torch. This is a duty he has to perform to all the people now and also to posterity. I am coming to town to tell the Brahmin community Brahmanyam is not meant for lording it over others and claiming its superiority, that it is there for holding the lamp of Veda and guide others in the manner of Masalji, and not to put out the lights and make the whole world dark, not only for us but also for the future. You all come in thousands only in the city. Therefore, instead of my sitting in a remote corner and speaking to a handful of people and there telling others, I can myself communicate directly to a lot of people. Thus, I am avoiding the roundabout way of communicating to you through others. Only with this in view, I am coming to cities, despite the fact that in cities, the acharas of the mutt are greatly affected. The crowd is much more than I had thought. I am under strain, I am putting you also to strain. You have spent a lot and constructed pandals in every sector to hear me, and you all come in the midst of a lot of difficulty. If I think I may talk to you without pointing out your mistakes, my heart does not permit me to do that. After taking all your money, if I go away without telling you what is good for you, to the town and to the world, I think it is of no use. That is why I repeatedly said, preserve and protect the Vedas, follow the ancient Dharma. Whether I have or do not have the power to make you do it, I can at least put it in your ears. Please do it, and therefore I have come here. Kanakabhishekam and Pitarogana Utsavam are being celebrated for me on a grand scale. Because of great love for me, they do it. They form committees for this purpose and make collections. They toil day and night. But how to ensure that this Kanakabhishekam is performed for the acharyas who succeed to this Pitam? If there is no Veda, what for a mutt? What for a Mathatipati? Therefore, I say, please show the enthusiasm you are showing for my Kanakabhishekam and Pitaroganam for Vedarakshanam and form committees, draw plans and make celebrations for that purpose. It does not matter if Vedarakshanam cannot be passed on to the next generation as a lifetime job. I would urge you to make arrangements in every sector on a cooperative basis for training young boys in Vedas and Prayoga for 10 years starting from their 8th year. This would be really Kanakabhishekam and Utsavam for me. No work is done without taking pains. Do we not put up with a lot of difficulties when we voluntarily take up on ourselves any task? When we learn that if some course is started in some universities in some country which will enable getting a high paid job, immediately we get the syllabus. We make arrangements to go there and write an examination. Can we give up the dharma which is exclusive to us because it is difficult? Only if it is done despite difficulty, more benefits will accrue and we can feel more proud. I have come only to trouble you like this. I even think why I should not camp here and keep troubling you till you give me an assurance that you will do as I told you and make arrangements. After all, I have to sit somewhere and trouble some people. I think why not sit here itself and trouble you? I am happy to see that in cities, bhajans, renovation of temples, discourses on Puranas have increased very much. But if the root for all these, namely Vedas, deteriorates, how long can these things last after that? The foundation is the big dharma that the Veda should pass from the father to the son. Because this is forgotten, religion has become shaky. Because the Brahmin has given up Vedas, the world today is full of problems, difficulties. I am not worried if Jati gets destroyed. I only feel sorry that the world is the loser of welfare and prosperity. I feel distressed that if Veda Rakshanam is given up, it is impossible to create this tradition. When I say welfare of the world, it does not refer only to the good resulting from Veda Shabdam and rituals like yajnas. It is only Vedanta that gives to people of all countries the highest truths. By these truths, people of all countries attain spiritual growth. How did people of other countries develop the interest to know about Vedanta? It is because when they came here, there was a community of people for whom Veda Rakshanam was a lifetime job. They developed a curiosity. What is this book for which a lifetime service is devoted? They made research and learnt many things. In particular, they learnt about the identity that existed in the culture of the whole world. My view is that not only Vedic culture was useful to the whole world, but long back only Vedic culture existed. If deep enquiry is done, others may also come to share my view. It is only by knowing that there is something common to all, universal cordiality and religious tolerance are developed. Apart from this, followers of any religion can elevate themselves by these truths. If there is no body of people who can sacrifice everything for Vedas, how can others develop an attraction to it? If we ourselves give up something as being useless, how will others develop the interest to know its significant truths? In other words, by our unconcern, we are denying others the benefit they can get from the Vedas. The biggest responsibility of the present generation is to make the Vedic tradition, Veda Parampara, to continue keeping in view not only people of all jatis of our country, but of all countries. Without doing this, doing Kanakabhishekam for me is of no use. If I am asked why, then I have consented to this Kanakabhishekam. The answer is that it is only because I have accepted. You have all gathered in large numbers as if it is a temple festival. There are lots of people to listen to what I have to say. It is to collect a crowd and achieve my purpose. I have fulfilled your wishes. If the now prevailing hostility, bitterness and anger have to go, those who have Veda Rakshanam as their duty have to do it. Live as good peace-loving people and show to others how they live. Others may not immediately understand the benefit of this. The society may not feel the adverse effect of stopping Vedarakshanam in the manner in which it feels the immediate impact of a hartal and closing down of shops. But the truth is that the loss due to stopping of Vedarakshanam is big. This will be understood in course of time. As time passes, all people will realize that there is a great social benefit in some people dedicating their life for Vedarakshanam and leading their life. If we stand firm in our duty, someday as much love will be generated as there is hostility at present. In ancient times, it was in Tamil Nadu that Manu had lived. It was here that Veda Vidya, Jnanam, Bhakti, and all else had prospered. It used to be said, Dravideshu Purisha. It was not just saints like Tayumanavar and Pattinathar only. Followers of other religions like Vedanayagam Pillai, Mastan Sahib, and others too lived as great Vedantins due to the greatness of the soil of Tamil Nadu. This is the ancient home of Veda Dharma. It has been declared that at the end of Kali, the Kalki avatar for Veda Rakshanam will appear in Tirunelveli region of Dravida Nadu. It is only there that a Brahmin who will not swerve from the path of Veda Dharma will appear. Purana said that Kalki will be born to him. In such a country, there should be no hostility to the orthodox way of life. I have come to the city only to tell that the key to do this is only with Brahmins. It is only our religion that has spelt out all the disciplines necessary to raise man to his real state. There are several restrictions relating to the individual. There are restrictions relating to society. The restrictions are like erecting an embankment. Can there be a lake without an embankment? If we are against restriction and break the embankment, all the water will go waste and deluge and destroy the places below the lake. What is most surprising is that in our religion, which prescribes the most restrictions, there is absolutely no restriction now. I am going from place to place and engaging myself in tirelessly preaching with the object of bringing under discipline the Brahmins who are to be role models for the society. There is a general feeling that more than others, the Brahmins are bound to obey me, irrespective of what the Brahmins themselves think or whether I myself think so or not. Therefore, if, as a first step, Brahmins can be brought to the ways of their Dharma, then I will have the energy to preach to others what they need to be told. Therefore, Brahmins should in small ways submit themselves to my words and help me to do the entire society whatever I can. Putting it briefly, what do I want you to do? I am only repeating what the Acharya had said right at the beginning of the 5 slokas, which he had uttered as the essence just before he gave up his mortal coils. Vedo nityam adhi yatam. As if exactly translating this in Tamil, Avayar says, do not allow even one day to pass without Vodal, Adhyayana. What the Acharya had said in a positive manner, Veda Adhyayana must be done every day. Avayar put it negatively by saying, do not remain without Adhyayana even a single day. The mere term Vodudal in Tamil means Adhyayanam of Vedas, because it has to be learned by oral repetition without writing and reading. It got this name. Veda is known by the name Ottu in Tamil. In Tirukural, it is mentioned in the same way. The holy place Vedapuri, where Vedas themselves worshipped Ishvara, is known by the name Tiruvottu. Tiruvottu Ur. I am going from town to town and troubling you and causing you expenses only with the object that this oral service which has come up to us right from the time of Brahma's creation to continue permanently. My wish is that if I say these things before a large gathering of a few thousands like this, it may touch the hearts of at least 10 or 20 people and will result in benefit in terms of real action. It is only after coming to city life people felt compelled to live contrary to Dharma. The dance of modern civilization is more here. Therefore, in between for some time, I took a decision not to go to the city and continue to live in villages. But the people living in the city besieged me very much and with great affection that I must come to the city. I was resisting this by telling them, I can come only if you return to our old ways, at least to some extent. It does not matter if you do not return to Adhyayana immediately. You at least maintain the external symbols necessary for it. If a person is to carry aloft the Vedas in the manner of one who holds a lighted torch, there are some symbols essential for such a person. Does not a pune wear a distinct uniform? In the same manner, this person must have shika, panchakacha, the special way of the orthodox people wearing a dhoti, etc. These are not symbols by which one can claim that he is superior, but to indicate that he is a servant of all the people in the society. I am a sevaka, servant of the Vedas. Only if you wear these signs, I will come to the city. But my refusal did not bear fruit. Whether they did not like to change their dress and other related ways, or whether they did not have the courage, their insisting on my coming to the city did not stop. At last I thought, even though they are not doing what I told them to do, they have not stopped inviting me. Therefore, it means that they have affection for me and great regard. All right, why not I give in to their entreaty and go to the city? I can go there, be in their midst, repeat my wishes again and again, and see whether that gives a favorable result. After all, the institution of mutt exists only to rectify the mistakes of the people and turn them to the right path. Is it not our duty to keep on talking about what we feel is wrong, irrespective of whether they listen or not? Thinking on these lines, I gave up my reluctance and started going to the city again. When people joyfully extended all courtesies, erected decorated pandals in sector after sector, and arranged for grand processions through the streets, can I point out their faults in a manner that wounds their feelings? Each and every person has innumerable problems. When the whole world is in a state of flux, there is no limit to the difficulties faced by everyone. In the midst of this, they come here so that they can forget their problems for some time. Can their feelings be wounded by pointing out that this is wrong or that is wrong, or talk something to please them and go away? Without telling what is good for their own life and the welfare of the society, if the things are to be said to make them happy for the moment, there are those who perform musical concerts for that purpose. Therefore, I need not be called for something similar to a concert. If I perform for money, I have to make you all happy for the moment. But I have not come for money. The mutt does not need this much money. If mutt gets more money, that is going to be immediately spent for conducting more sadhas, etc. So, without this much money, the affairs of the mutt can be conducted by camping in villages. But effort must be made to tell the entire community of people what is good. This, in fact, is the purpose of the mutt. After thinking on the above lines, I came to the following conclusion. Whether those who listen to me act accordingly or not is their affair. Whether they like it or not, our duty is to tell them, dear man, these are good for your spiritual welfare and the welfare of the world. You make whatever effort you can for doing this. I came to the conclusion that my duty is to keep putting this into their ears repeatedly. Beyond merely telling them like this, I am in no position to punish them. Even in parties that hold the view that everything should be equal, disciplinary action is taken against those who act contrary to the party's interests by expelling them. I do not have similar authority to excommunicate people, nor do I ask for that much right or authority. What is possible for me is to put things into people's ears. I have come because I feel I should not refrain from doing what I can do. It is enough if someone somewhere takes what I say seriously and starts acting. That will grow bit by bit. Do we not see even unjustified movements which start with a handful of slogan shouting people grow big? For doing good, it is enough if 10 people come together. It is with the belief that such people will be found I keep on telling. Do not think that I am dissatisfied with you all and feel sad. It is not that I am unaware of the complexities of modern life. I can see the difficulty in getting out of it once you are entangled in it. When I see that in the midst of all these, you are making arrangements for bhajans, discourses, kumbhabhishekams, ritually sanctifying a newly constructed or renovated temple, etc. When I see these things increasing day by day, I feel happy. When I see all these, I get the hope and the enthusiasm that I can talk about Vedarakshanam, which gives life to these activities and is their life support, and therefore I say these things. Although there is a lot of scope now for wrongs which are contrary to the Shastra, although there is justification for feeling anxious about the future, I see here and there indications for welfare and prosperity. Instead of wailing, everything is lost, whatever remains will also be lost. It is only proper to tell you how to develop further the good aspects which are growing. If that is done, even those who tread the wrong path will in course of time develop the mind to take to the right path. It is with this hope that I put into your ears the ancient practices. I do not at all say that simply because it is old that it is superior, but simply because a thing is old it should not be discarded as useless. What is needed or not needed does not depend on its being old or new. We have to accept it or reject it only after examining its utility. Or whatever is good in the new, we will take and discard what is bad in the old. In the same way, we will reject what is bad in the new and accept what is good in the old. Kalidasa also says the same. When you have called me here with affection and extended courtesies, I do not, of course, have the heart to tell you that there is so much wrong in your new ways. I delivered discourses on other subjects. I spoke about bhakti, jnanam, culture, and all other stories of the world. They are all good, but if all these are like the branch, flower, fruit, there is a root for them all, that is Veda. Without the root like Vedarakshanam, nothing else exists. Excluding this from my talk and telling other things is useless. If this basic function is to be talked about, the wrongs will have to be pointed out. Having spent some days telling you about other matters and having moved as one among you, I have developed a feeling of friendship with you and a feeling that I can take liberty with you. I feel that I need not hesitate as before to talk about the mistake. Therefore, I have come to matters related to Vedas. Is it not for this purpose that I have come? Would it be all right if I talk about my purpose right at the start? Now that you have completed your job of extending courtesies to me and you are happy, I think I can talk about my purpose. That purpose is Vedarakshana. All these days I have troubled you and put you to expenses. As if this is not enough, I also ask for Sampati Dhan in the manner of Vinoba. Let us keep aside the fact that each one should do Adhyayana and make his children also to do it. This is very necessary. There is a job which is more necessary than that and needs to be done first. Money is required to ensure that the Veda Padashalas, which are struggling to survive but are carrying on, do not close down but continue to function. For this purpose, financial help needs to be extended to students of Vedas as well as the teachers. More Padashalas should be established where the basics of Vedas are taught, to teach Veda Bhashya, commentary, and conduct examinations. During their study period, students should be given stipend. When they pass the examination, cash awards must be given depending upon their performance in the examination. Vedas will survive only if all these things are done. Capital is required to do all these. Some trusts have been established for this purpose. Some persons have individually gifted lands. I accepted Bhudan like Vinoba. Land ceiling acts have now come into force. It is difficult to foresee what will be the position of rights over landed property. It is for this reason that I am asking for Sampati Dan, cash donation. To put it clearly, each one of you should drop 1 rupee in a hundi on the day of your birth star, thinking of me. I am only asking you to give. When a year is completed, rupees 12 accumulated in the hundi should be sent to Vedarakshana Nidhi. To those who follow this puja prasadam, vibhuti, kumkum, mantra, akshata will be sent every month on their Janma Nakshatram day. Year after year, if this is renewed, prasadam of Chandramaulishwarar will also keep coming to your house. You are spending a lot on various counts. You are paying taxes. This is a tax which I have levied. You will have to give 1 rupee every month for my sake. If all people do this, it will be like the little drops making the floods and will be a big support to the cause of Vedarakshanam. The one thought in my mind which overrides everything else is that somehow the Vedas should be protected and passed on to the next generation. If it is asked why Vedas should exist, the answer is that the very existence of its mantra shabdam and rituals like yajnas mentioned in them are good for all the people of the world. By this, there will be rains and prosperity by way of money and grains. People's thought will also be noble. Secondly, if all countries are to know that Vedic religion prevailed as the single religion of the whole world, and out of that unity and peace are to come about, there should continue to be in our country a community of people who have dedicated their lives for Vedas. It is with the objective of creating prosperity for the whole world and for Atma Shanti. I am laying special emphasis on Vedarakshanam. In the next generation, there should not be a single Brahmin who has not studied Vedas. I do not at all say that the Brahmin should exercise control over others by threatening them. I only say that for the whole world to live in unity, not only our country, he should preserve and protect the Dharma, which is the root of everything and which has come to him. If it is asked how the presence of a small community of people in our country will ensure the prosperity of the world, the answer is that it is like a powerhouse where only 4 people work and the entire town gets light, and if the 4 do not work, the entire place becomes dark. In the same manner, to hold aloft the light of the world, the Vedas, if some people are here, it is sufficient. I have come with the purpose of sowing the seed for this and passing it on. It is for this I have consented to the celebrations arranged for me. It is the chanting of Jaya Jaya Shankara, Hara Hara Shankara that has brought so many of you here. I have consented because if there is such congregational chanting, people can be attracted by that and I can achieve my purpose. Those who arrange celebrations for me should do as I have told them. They should at least make an attempt to do it. Along with your hard work, undergo some hardships for my sake. You do so many things for yourselves, office, recreation, etc., and a variety of business. Do this Vedarakshanam for my sake. Why distinguish between for me and for you? All of you and I are one. My job is your job. If Vedarakshana is ensured, that is the one work which will do the greatest good to all. By doing this, you will prosper. I will earn the name for it. Jai Jai Shankara, Hara Hara Shankara.